I got an email last night with some information that apparently could threaten a large percentage of the print-on-demand industry, so I thought I would share it. Now, I am by no means a geopolitical expert or a tariff expert or anything like that. This was kind of news to me right when we got started, right when I read it. So you can let me know if you have more info or anything that I missed in the comment section, but let's get right to it. So this email was from T-Launch, and as you can see here, it says, tariff alert, Mexico's 35% increase. Now I had to Google it real quick because I don't watch the news. And it says, the issued decree states that effective December 20th, 2024, the Mexican government has increased import tariffs on the following goods: finished textile and apparel products. Tariffs have risen to 35% for 138 harmonized tariff schedule codes that classify finished products. Okay, so what does that mean? And this is where I wanted to share this email from T-Launch. It says, you wouldn't believe the day I had yesterday. And this email came in my inbox last night at like 11 p.m. It says, my phone was literally blowing up with calls from friends in the industry. Everyone was freaking out about this Mexico situation. Let me fill you in on what's happening. So here's the deal. Remember that new 35% tariff on apparel blanks that just kicked in last week? Well, it's causing absolute chaos. A ton of apparel manufacturers in Mexico have already had to shut their doors because they just can't make the numbers work anymore. Crazy, right? I just had to reach out and give you the heads up, especially if you're working with some of those providers. Providers that have Mexican production are Monster Digital, the largest DTG provider in the world that works with most, if not all, print-on-demand apps, Printful, and Gelato. Really don't want you to get caught off guard here. From what I'm hearing, you might need to brace yourself for some pretty hefty price hikes or, and I hate to say this, your provider might even have to close shop after all. Now, I'm not speaking on behalf of anybody. I am merely a YouTuber who is reading an email. I do not have an inside scoop. This is just because I'm on their email list, all right? So this is from, I believe, the CEO of T-Launch. He says, come on, Christopher, aren't you overreacting? I know this sounds completely wild, but I'm telling you, it's actually happening. After all the calls I had yesterday, the reality is really sinking in. There's no magic fix or workaround for this one. Let me break this down for you. And trust me, after 12 years in the t-shirt printing game, I know what I'm talking about. This is him, by the way, not me. I'm only 8 years in. This 35% tariff is absolutely wild. We're looking at an extra 70 cents to a whole dollar just on the blank shirts alone. You know what's crazy? There's literally no wiggle room here, like zero. I've been in this business long enough to know that nobody, and I mean nobody, has an extra dollar of margin they can just eat up. And here's the real kicker. If these manufacturers try to pass that cost along by raising their prices, they'll price themselves right out of the market compared to US made products. It's like being stuck between a rock and a hard place. They either lose money on every shirt or lose customers because their prices are too high. Either way, yikes. It's basically a death sentence for their business model. And here's the thing that's keeping me up at night. This might just be the beginning. You know how these things go. If Mexico and the US start trying to outmuscle each other, who knows what other tariffs might pop up. It's like watching a game of economic chicken, and businesses are caught in the middle. I hate being the bearer of bad news, but I'd rather you know what's coming. We might be in for quite a ride in coming months. So that's it, guys. I wish I had more valuable insights to share, but I would only be speculating. My head is pretty much buried in the sand when it comes to the geopolitical stuff. The way I see it is when big sweeping changes are made, as long as it affects everybody equally, things will adjust, right? If that means the cost of shirts go up, well, I plan on passing that cost on to the customer. But again, it's like we're just speculating right now. We're projecting. We don't know what's really going to happen, if anything. So I wanted to give you guys a heads up because this email did sound like it had a little bit of urgency behind it. So I thought, why not pass this info along to you? Let me know if you have any thoughts or insights in the comments, and I will see you tomorrow with a new video.